Just like students in class. How are you doing?
Woo!
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to have a short presentation. I loved what you presented, and I'm going to talk about the know-how of, it's just a story of how the professional development can be great in the school improvement. But what we need to do is connect all the dots together. Okay? I'm the worst person in technology, so I've been suffering. I wish AI would be my... Okay. I have a barcode here, so if you can please scan the barcode, answer the question. Can you get 30 seconds for that? Did you all scan the barcode? Yeah? Okay. So, how satisfied with your school professional development plan? Yeah, that's good. Who rated 5 on that? Like, really satisfied? So, Mahsan, yeah? Can you tell me why you're really satisfied? What's really satisfying about the professional plan? I'm going to jump off this stage.
Well, I guess from my perspective as a teacher and as a leader, it was a part, we reformed an active part in defining those and also contributing to delivery of them.
Okay, next. Who rated 1 in the questionnaire? Who rated 1? There's like 14% who rated 1, 2. That come from?
They don't want to. They don't want to talk, Dana. That's what it is.
Okay, what, in your opinion, makes it 1 as a leader? Yeah, please.
Underserved. More around the strategy of.
It's fine.
More from a strategic level that times the resource structures around time and money are not strategically appropriated to this concept. It's more of a strategic answer than maybe what we may do with it in our institutions.
Joe, thank you. I leave that with you. I'll go back. We're going to go for the second question, which is kind of strategic. Yeah? The second one. Okay. So your plan, whatever the satisfaction rate is, how this plan is connected to the strategic goals.
Has everybody got the QR code now before I transfer over?
All got the QR codes? Technology. Yes. So it starts from the strategic goals of the school, cascading down across all levels, and now we're going to start talking about that. So what's the importance of professional development? Can I hear answers? I like interactive talks. I don't want to keep lecturing. So what's the importance of professional development in your opinion?
Who'd like to have a go at answering this? Michael, it's all right? Come on, it's all right. Let's see if you can hear me.
Apologies.
Very competitive being there.
Yeah.
I'd say very important. Like one of the most important things because it's how we're developing. There's always new information that we're acquiring to help us. It's always got to be what is best for the children, what can we do to change what we're doing to improve them.
Thank you. You're going to enjoy the video at the end of the presentation. What's the best for children? Yes, thank you.
I have an opposite opinion. If I usually hire right people, high qualified, why I need professional?
Wow, that's a big one. That's a huge one. Even highly qualified people should keep on learning. Yes. You cannot stop learning. Now when I talk about the importance, you're going to find the answers. Let's talk about, I'm a C-level person. I've been in the field for the last 25 years across the world. And I'm telling you, I'm very weak in technology. And I still learn, and I still attend all the workshops I need to do, because no one is like highly qualified in all aspects.
Yes.
That's why we need PD. In addition to what I'm going to talk about, even if I get training and I don't reflect it into my work, that's just a waste of money and time. So now, let's see this, and at the end, discuss it. So, I'm not going to read, I'm just going to talk about this. Teacher quality. We all are educators. We believe that at the core of our work are teachers. Great teachers deliver greatest learning. Then we have students with great achievements, well-being as well for everyone in the school. It is an ongoing process. It's not a hit and run. We cannot just build this plan, run the training, that's it. It's a continuous process. It's the impact on student achievement. If we run the proper training for teachers, until now, forever, for ages, long time ago, coming to the 2030, 2040, we need pedagogies. We need teachers to be trained on strategies. So it's an impact on the achievement of students. And by doing that, we can address the gaps. We can address the achievement gaps, and then we can work on them through running those professional development programs, as well curriculum alignment. Schools across, we get training on data, we analyze all the students' results, we analyze the classroom observations. How do you connect data, and how do we make sure that our decisions are data-driven? This is a very important one for me. Teacher retention. The teacher retention will become on a higher rate. Why? Because if a teacher is satisfied, happy, you're offering proper professional development, they will be enjoying what they're doing, and they will be as well offering the best practices in the school. If you don't have effective leaders, don't dream of implementing anything that you dream about. Because in leadership, everything cascades down to the whole school, or the company, or wherever we work. So it affects as well the whole community. So effective leadership, it is important to achieve any of what we are discussing today, tomorrow, or any plans that we have. Of course, global competitiveness, this is one of the good things. Community engagement. We're engaging together. Here, we're in PD now. It's kind of professional development. We're learning from each other. We're adding to our knowledge. That's community engagement. We're meeting people from around the world, different sectors, service providers. And then, of course, I spoke about the teaching practices and the well-being of teacher. We're respecting the teacher. We're offering them other kinds of training. It's not only about teaching and learning. We should run some team building activities. We should offer some work-life balance. So it's not only about what we want, because when I come to the second slide, how do we decide what are we offering for the teachers and the admins and ourselves? So it's not only the school smart goals, it's not only the needs of the teacher, but as well we need to look at the culture of the school, the well-being of teachers. We pay money, yes, we invest in training, we invest in professional development, but you know what? This is cost effective. On the long run, you will have higher graduation rates and more skilled workforce, and they will stay in the school because they are feeling that they are part of this improvement and they're appreciated as well. Okay, studies, there are several studies. I'm gonna go fast on these two. But if you look at the studies, some of them tackle the impact of the PD. Some of them talk about the effect on the student improvement. Some of them tackled the job satisfaction. And the last one kind of said that the effectiveness of the PD for teachers do not lead to significant improvements in teaching. But what did they say? Highlighting the need for more targeted and job-embedded training. Sometimes, yes, training does not affect the improvement of the process. But that means we chose the wrong topic to work on. So all of these studies and some of the previous slides I had just says that how effective, how important PD is, and it reflects into the student achievement, well-being of teachers. Okay. In my opinion, this is a success story. Because wherever I go around the world, wherever I had to be part of a team, we do the PD, measure the reflection, stops here. Okay? So through practice, this is kind of what was done. We had this process of starting with an internal review visit. And these visits were deep visits of talking to stakeholders, attending classrooms, like any other accreditation process that we go through. And then with those, we found out, we did the gap analysis of what do we need to improve. Then we did needs assessment of 3 levels. Every single teacher across all the schools needs assessment, and then schools needs assessment, department needs assessment. After that, started organizing the learning materials, environment, categorization of trainings. Usually we train teachers, we don't come here by floor monitors, neither bus girls, usually, but everyone is important at the school to be trained and having part of those PTs. And then all of those should be aligned to the SMART goals. Because at the end of the day, everything is connected together. At the end of each program, there's evaluation of several aspects. Content, trainer, trainee, will you reflect it in your classroom? Till this point, most of us, most of the schools, most of the companies around the world do this. And then, after the training, we develop another plan. But that plan is not for training, that plan for tracking the implementation of that training inside the classroom. And there's a PLC at each school, so they can follow up on that. And here comes what made a difference. Coaching, it was governed by policy and practice, mentoring and look-fors and follow-up. The look-fors just shifted the practice. The look-fors, it comes with a report, I'll show a sample of that how many of the practices that you have learned was implemented in classrooms. Who knows, like studies across the world, the implementation of training usually goes up to what percent? Any kind of training, even in teaching. What's the implementation of training? What's the percent of reflecting that into 5? Okay, I had a meeting with a lady who trains KG, and she says it's up to 19%. That's the implementation of what we learn. So what we need to do is to have these look-fors and see where are we implementing, where we are not implementing, where we need to follow up. That's a very complicated practice. It needs formalized plans, tools, and timeline. Afterwards, you need to have the report to measure the level of impact of training, and I show an example of those reports that shows the level of impact of training. What am I measuring in that? And then the second phase of look for will be ranking the first one. So it's an cumulative reporting system to see what are we doing, and maybe in the middle of the way we'll stop one of the trainings because it's not affecting the improvement of any of which I mentioned at the beginning. And then we measure the reflection again on the improvement plan. So we connect that now. The training is converted to the school improvement plan. The reflection of the training is connected to the school improvement plan. School improvement plan is based on data, quantitative and qualitative. And then the cycle goes again with another internal review visit. So it's a full cycle to follow up on how does this work. Question before I move on this one? No? Please.
You mentioned contact
Needs assessment.
needs assessment. You said admin.
Teachers, school, department.
Okay. In terms of admin, what type of information you are looking for?
Administration.
Yes.
Okay, it's needs-based. So we send all the admin staff, all the teacher staff, the school, and the departments. And we ask the person, what do you think? There's a form for that, and I can share that with you. It's an individual needs form. So they ask me, Dana, where do you think you need to be better? What do you miss as of skills, of knowledge, and you want to be better in? And then these people would fill their needs. Some of these for the admin will be based on data, previous data. And then that was a big work, actually. It's a big project because we had to analyze all the results, and what measured 50% plus needs was across the whole company. And then we created a semi-plan per sector, or per school, or per department to train these people in smaller group or individuals. So whatever the admin needs. And then this is all connected to the school improvement plan because there's needs for the schools. If the school, one of the school goals is to uplift the English proficiency for grade 1 and 2 in national schools to be this on that exact exam, then everyone will be part of this as well as the school needs based on the plan. Thank you. Okay. There are success factors, many success factors, but those affected our plan big time. That there's support of management team. You cannot do it alone in a school. It's just like a puzzle. Everyone fits somewhere. And then proper planning, we go to governance, have policies, have processes. Use your PMP skills, project management. It's really important. You need to have everything organized, well prepared. Most important, the right trainers. If you don't have the right trainers, it's not working as you are planning to. Flexibility, adaptability of trainers as well. I'm going to show one of the samples of the reports that we use for the impact. So usually any report after the training, and we give it time. So if we run the training in August, we run this in December, and we run it again in February. So we give them time. So we have objectives of the report. We look at the patterns that we train the teachers on, and then we look at the strengths, we look at the area of improvement, and then who is running the look fors? The head of departments and supervisors. Who's monitoring them? The trainer, but he's not doing the work. Then the supervisors themselves should evaluate their skills. And we run a survey for everyone who had the training about, is there any new impact by your supervisor because of that training? So that's the fourth goal. One of our trainings was about, we were measuring in that look for cooperative learning, active learning, differentiation, of course, classroom evaluation and management, psychological support and technology. So that was one of the reports. In that report, okay, and I said about this way, we talk about the data and the tools. This is a simple table, how we evaluate what we do. So the classification of the practice, for example, this is computer science. that they attended for 3 teachers, and 1 on the cooperative learning had the strength practice and reflecting the PD, and 2 did not. And you can look at that table. For other subjects, it differs from one subject to another, but this is how we measure that on this one of the simple reports that we use. The second one is the objective of what's the strength of those practices inside the class. So we look at the features of the performance and effectiveness in teaching, and we count the number of strengths. And then we do clarification of the practice, because after that, every supervisor in charge of a section will run an action plan and follow up on it. So it's a continuous cycle. And on improvement, we look at similar patterns. So if we go across 4 or 5 sections, and we find the same pattern repeated, and that's a need for improvement. So we count the similar patterns that need improvement. What did we, as Ma'arif schools across the kingdom, and we have 15 campuses, one of the best things that we benefited from running this practice is we affected the supervision department, like big shift. Why? How? We started, one of the things in the internal review was one-to-one meeting with all the academic leaders. And we created the first criteria that had 3 domains. Afterwards, we figured out how are we monitoring teaching and learning in a huge scale, 23,000 students. We cannot do that easily. So we need to make sure that all of these supervisors with different years of experience and different backgrounds will run it the same way. And we cannot do it before we do the customized training for them. Afterwards, we did the mentoring, coaching, follow-up visits, and look first for the supervisors, for the leaders level, academic leaders level. Then we ran another survey for the teachers about the effectiveness of those leaders. Did they add to the practices? Did they change their way of work? Did they reflect what they learned? Afterwards, governance makes it formal and easy. And so policy was created, practice was created, process was created, but the best thing is that all of these leaders across the schools created our own classroom observation tool, which was based on Charlie Danielson, Marzano, the latest in Iliad, and another one for creativity. In addition to reflection in that classroom observation tool, there's reflection of the PD in the classroom. And it's a continuous practice. In that policy of supervision, it just tackles every single thing that you think about in teaching and learning and professional development. Afterwards, orientation sessions, continuous feedback, data correlation with student performance. Now, how do we analyze the data now? The input observation per teacher connected to the student performance per class, and then connected to the academic coordinator observation, now principals run observation as well, and external exams. Adding to that, the feedback from the psychologists, because, and the counselors, per teacher and per student. So this is how we run this, and then we run another annual look forward to finish the circle. So it's a continuous practice to make sure that whatever we offer in that training should be reflected inside the classroom. Okay, that's a video. And I love this video because this child is just reflecting what we are all doing in our schools.
Teach by another one, so all kinds of teachers teach other teachers how to teach kids.
When you think you've got the job down, that's the time to be nervous.
As teachers, we have to learn how to adapt.
Children learn different ways. They learn by touching, they learn by doing, they learn by seeing or hearing.
The teachers always make it fun for us and to games for us.
weird to say courses are fun, but yeah, he makes them fun.
Good teaching is performance.
Their job is to inspire you to do something with your life.
And I love that, blowing their mind.
The goal is to make them better for whatever that's worth.
And that's the biggest reward ever. It's really cool.
You touch one child's life, I mean, that's everything. It's everything.
Thank you. And I think that's why with all education, we're changing the children's life to be better, and we need to improve always in order to be able to do that. Thank you.